So we're gonna start the work off out with 4 sets of seated cable rows. These are fantastic for overall back development, helping you get a really big and thick back. We're gonna work within the 10 to 15 rep range, going nice and slow and taking a full 1 second pause at the bottom. This is gonna let you get the max amount of growth out of this movement, stretching out those muscles as much as possible, limiting the weight that you have to do, making this exercise not only effective, but safe. You want to keep your chest high and elevated every time you go up on the movement and go all the way down, letting your back arch a little bit on the way down. If you let it roll over on the way down, that's going to promote even more range of motion, giving you an insane stretch and pump in this exercise. One thing that I really like to do after I get done with my sets, I'll either do myo reps, I'll do drop sets, or in this case, I'm going to drop the weight down and just finish off with single-handed cable rows until pretty much I hit failure. Alright, next exercise of the day are going to be wide grip neutral pull-ups. This setup may seem a little bit odd, and for anyone who doesn't realize yet, basically this is just a dip bar that I put a little bit higher than usual to be able to do my pull-ups here. I love this setup for 2 reasons. One, it lets me get an extra wide grip in my pull-ups, and I could set it up low enough for me to simply just stand up, strap myself in, and be able to knock out pull-ups. And if I want to do forced negatives, I could just drop down, pull myself back up, and keep on doing more forced negatives. So if you haven't tried these yet, go ahead and try them. They're amazing. So here we're gonna be working with 4 sets, honestly to failure. I'm gonna aim for 12 to 15 reps for the first set, and then pyramid down depending on how I fatigue. We're gonna work the same way that we did our rows. We're gonna go up explosively as fast as possible, and then we're gonna go down super slow, controlling that descent, stretching down every single muscle fiber that we have in our back. These are brutal. These are very hard to do. Alright, 4 sets of pull-ups are done. Our back is fried, but we need a little bit more volume since we didn't get the ideal volume from those pull-ups. So just for a little bit of variation and to get that extra in, we're gonna do some lat pull downs. Slow and controlled. Release that weight as slow as possible, controlling it all the way up, and then squeeze on the way down, raising your back, sort of just crunching your back. You're gonna feel an insane pump, especially after those pull-ups. These are gonna hurt. They're gonna be brutal. Great thing is since we already did a lot of pull-ups, we don't need too much volume here. 2 sets and we're gonna be done with this exercise, but they are gonna be brutal. So we're done with our pulling movement. Let's do some lat prayers now. Here, what we want to do again, we're going to go and release really nice and slow, keeping our chest high and elevated and our back straight. What I like to do is I actually like to lower my body as if I was going to do a bent over row, keeping my body more parallel to the actual rope or the actual cable. This provides me an extra range of motion and really stretches out my lats. You're gonna aim for 4 sets to 12 to 15 reps here. One thing that I really love with this movement is incorporating myo reps. And for anyone who doesn't know what a myo rep is, pretty much your first set is gonna lock in the number of reps that you need to do for your next 2 reps. Let's say you get 15 on your first set. The next 2 sets, you have to get 15 reps, no matter how many pauses you have to do in between to reach that goal. This exercise is a fantastic choice for myo reps. Let's move on to one of my favorite exercises, and that's going to be your traditional bicep curls. I really love this movement. For me, what I like to do here, I'm going to go a little bit heavier, and I'm still going to go up explosively, going down as slow as possible, stretching out every single fiber of my biceps, making this movement extremely painful and difficult. 2 sets here are all you're going to need, especially since we still have a little bit more to do on biceps, but trust me, 2 sets are going to be plenty here. And once we are done with those 2 sets of bicep curls, we're going to transition into incline bicep curls. I absolutely love this version of bicep curls because it starts off your biceps in a stretch position, making it much more effective for hypertrophy. It also lets you use less weight, being it a safer movement. And since we already pre-exhausted our biceps with the heavy bicep curls, you don't need much weight here. Notice I'm only using the 35s, and these are killing me. These are kicking my ass right now.